Hello everyone and welcome to or back to my booktube channel and welcome to our first reading vlog of 2025. I'm so excited but also nervous because I'm about to tell you all about these books and it's a bit much. Honestly, that was the intro. Let's go ahead and dive right into the books that I want to read. First off, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Yes, this has been on my radar for quite some time, but I recently got it last month in a little secret Santa on Insta, which was so cute and fun. And then the icing on the cake is that my mom just started this week and she's like wanting to talk about it and I'm like, okay, well I haven't read it yet. So here I am picking it up. I just started it while eating dinner and I'm on page 14 and I'm honestly obsessed so far. So here's the cover. We have Win and Bo and they meet at a Halloween party and they're both interested and things happen. And our main character ends up pregnant and they decide to get to know each other as friends and nothing more while they embark on this parenting journey together. So this is probably the first book I will be reading in this video. Next up, I'm a part of a book club with my co-workers and we're meeting on the 9th to discuss Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I have not read anything by Mr. Sanderson yet and I'm entirely intimidated. This book says it's only around like 550 pages, but like keep in mind, this is the same size as a hardback. Like I think this is the new paperbacks he's coming out with, which is why it doesn't say The Final Empire. Although I think that's like the name of his first book, this first book. I don't know. Anyways, it is indeed January 1st and like I said, I'm meeting on the 9th at like lunchtime. The font is small and I need to get to reading. Now, this next book was a part of my December TBR. I did not get to it, but it is crucial that I get to it this month. And that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Obviously, we know the third book in this series is coming out later this month, and I would like to reread both of them before that happens. I think I'm gonna audiobook this as well as like physically read it. Okay, the last book I want to throw into this video's TBR is Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice. This is a part of El Cazimano's Cozy Mystery series. This is the 4th Finlay book and the most recent release. I am so excited. I've audiobooked all of these, so I'm going to do the same, but these are just so fun. Anyways, that is enough yapping. Let's get right into reading. I'm so excited. All right, I'm back. It's the same day. It is 8:35, so I think it's been like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I don't know. I'm on page 82, which is chapter 9, and I'm having such a good time. I just got off the phone with my mom, who, like I said, is also reading this book, and we just gossiped a bit about the characters. She's just a few chapters ahead of me, so maybe that's where I'll stop tonight, which will be around page 100, I think. But that's all. I'm just gonna continue reading for the night. Okay, ignore the dishwasher, but I'm on day 2 of reading Out on a Limb, and I'm on chapter 21, page 210. I think I only have like 140-ish pages left, so I'm going to try and attempt to finish this tonight. It's currently 7:20, so I feel like that's doable, but let's see. first book of 2025 done. It's almost 10 p.m. so I made it. Initial thoughts is just that this was amazing. This was everything I want in a romance. I truly believe these two characters are out there right now living their best lives. I have to believe that. Also, Beau is quite literally everything. He is in like the top 5 book boyfriends for me, for sure. He's up there with Justin from Just for the Summer. I'm gonna need to think about a rating, but like I said, I really liked this. I took pictures of quotes and whatnot. That's all for tonight. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Friday night, which means it's sleepover night. Y'all already know. My amazing, wonderful husband just helped me hang up all this decor, which I think y'all have already seen in a different video. And then on top of that, he made me a steak dinner.
Get yourself a husband.
Yep, do not settle, ladies. And now I've got my energy drink, my PJs on. It's 8:36 and I'm going to start a new book. I did start a book last night after finishing Out on a Limb, and I finished it earlier today, but we can talk about that later. It was the Finlay Donovan one. But today's book of choice is Mistborn. The countdown to book club is 6 days, so I really need to get some reading done this weekend. I'm scared, but let's do this thing. The next day, actually night, since the last clips y'all saw. I believe I started this yesterday. It's been a long 2 days. But yes, last night I read for like hours and I got to page 50, diving into my first Brandon Sanderson book, and just all of the world building that comes with this was a lot. It took me so long to read. And so I'm so sorry, but I did not film any of me reading today, but I sat down and read along with the audiobook. I personally could not just do the audiobook on its own. I'm literally taking notes in the margins like this is intense for me. But I made it up to chapter 15, which is page 212. Look at all of that. Like I said, it's been a lot. But it's been fun, and honestly the last like 2 chapters have been top tier. Really enjoying them now. So if I look tired, it's because I am. It's currently 11 p.m. I've been reading this like all day, and like I said, I'm only maybe almost halfway there. That's all I have for tonight. I'll film more tomorrow, I promise. My goal for tomorrow is to get to page 350, which I think is doable. Okay, good night. Less than 100 pages.
Happy birthday, dear Lindsay. Happy birthday.
now time to wrap up this video and talk to y'all about the 4 books I read. Starting off with the one I think y'all heard me talk about the most once I finished it. I gave y'all my initial thoughts, and that is Out on a Limb. This was my first book, not only of the year, but by this author, and it will certainly not be my last. I found her writing so refreshing and wholesome, like I really believed their love, but also so funny. I found myself laughing out loud, which is like my favorite thing ever. And not only just from these two, but also the side characters. Like, I loved her friends and his dad, and just like honestly everyone. I actually think Hannah Bonham Young is coming out with another book called Out of the Woods this year, so I will be checking that out. But yes, this was just so good. Also, if you're not a fan of third act conflicts, definitely recommend this book. It was very happy, like really happy. Although it was sad, y'all saw me cry. But like in terms of conflict, I kept waiting for that third act one and it never came. And that did catch me off guard. I wonder if I would have enjoyed it more, because I think that's how my mom felt. I think she wanted to see them, you know, overcome something else. She unfortunately didn't love it like I did. She still really enjoyed it, but like at one point I thought I was gonna give this like a 4.5 or 5 stars, which I'm glad I did it because I really haven't thought about it that much. But like, this is definitely a book I would reread if I wanted to like be in a happy mood, and I gave it a 4.25 stars. Except this is more of a book I read behind the scenes. Y'all didn't really get to see much, I'm sorry, but that is Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice. Actually, right here are the first 3, and I really enjoyed the first one, and I enjoyed the second one. The third one lost me, and I was honestly pretty annoyed by that book. I just didn't love it. And this one got better, picked up a little. I feel like that didn't make any sense, but you know what? Honestly, a lot of, you know, these books don't make a lot of sense. I question these people's choices. I question the police choices and how they're not being, you know, found out and caught, which, you know, it's a cozy mystery. Of course, I want our FMC to get away with things, and so I'm happy when she does. But still, it is incredibly unrealistic. And like, I think the first one I thought could be realistic, and then over time, it's just gotten really crazy. But I eat it up. I was happy to be back in this world, and I'm giving this a 3.5. I can't wait for the next one, honestly. Then y'all saw me read Mistborn, which was so scary, and I did struggle with it at first with all the world building. Like, honestly, the first 50% of this book is world building, but it's so interesting because of this specific world he's built and the magic system. So it was really cool. Although it was a lot, I did enjoy it. And then at the end, by the end of it, you're just so attached to the characters. I loved them all. And I was really excited to see if our characters were gonna get away with this heist, because that's what this book is. I don't think I ever explained it. Honestly, the back of the book doesn't say much, so I'm just gonna read it out loud. It says, "Once a hero arose to save the world, he failed. Ever since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler, aka the bad guy, but hope survives. A new uprising is forming, one built around the ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn," aka the title. And that last person is Ven. We kind of have 2 main characters, Ven and Kelsier. I genuinely love them both. And so we switched POVs, and that was really fun. And my battery is flashing, so I'm gonna try and wrap this up. I knew Brandon Sanderson had amazing work, but I simply cannot believe that this was just all made up in his head. I don't know what I'm gonna rate this right now. It's like around a 4 stars. Check back on my monthly wrap up. And then Fourth Wing, I almost didn't include the clips where I read this out of town because it wasn't much, but I figured I may as well. I reread this and I loved it just as much as the first time. Obviously, I was rereading it for the newest release. And yeah, I love this world. I love the dragons, and the pacing is honestly impeccable. Other fantasy authors should take notes. I can't say the same for the second book, I will say, but this one, 5 stars upon another reread, of course. And that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see y'all very soon for another video. Bye guys.